is we are hoping to get that information to you. It's one thing to go from place to place and see kind of this total anecdotally of what we're seeing in front of our eyes and what we can kind of chronicle from what our reporters are gathering in their locations. But if there's an overview that can tell us what's been happening kind of citywide, if you will, and countywide, that would be helpful. And I'm saying that because I'm hoping that somebody will, there will be some sort of a statement with regard to those numbers coming up pretty soon.
There's the fire. Yeah,
there it comes. Yeah, here they are. So they have the LAPD in place. I did see a few suspicious people across the street, and they have disappeared once the police pulled up here. And now you have the fire department pulling up, and hopefully we'll be able to get this. Like I said, if there's any saving grace, 2 of these businesses at least are up for lease. And look at that. Was that a? He just so he's accessing it. He's accessing it from the rear there. Look at that. The firefighter just kicked down the door. Good for him, and he's going to assess the situation and see how they can put this out. So, like I was saying, 2 of these businesses are vacant. The other one, JLF, I'm not exactly sure what type of business that is yet, but this building, I have a feeling, is going to be a total loss.
It's not looking good because we're seeing smoke from just about every side of that building. Looks like it's yeah, you see the smoke from the front of those storefronts there as well.
What we've been told is that they are unable to safely access the rooftops of some of these fires. So that's why we've been watching them pull out as much hose as they can and use hand lines to fight these fires. And we have another fire. If you guys will roll with us, we'll pan up the camera a couple blocks on the northeast corner of the Beverly Center. Looks like a fire in the street this time. This is a new one. There is traffic over there, but somebody has lit a fire right there in the center of your screen, chat. Go ahead, head over to the left. Beverly Boulevard, just to the east of La Cienega, is where we're looking. And towards the bottom of your screen, just tilt down a little bit. Right there is what I'm looking at. I'm trying to find out what's burning here. I suspect it's another trash fire. And there are obviously people around. So that's actually a car fire. Somebody has set fire to a Porsche, and now another minivan, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
looks like a minivan and a Porsche that have been set ablaze. This is taking place a block away from the Beverly Center, just to help you get your bearings here. So another project for the fire department if they can make it over here and have the resources to do so. You see LAPD just rolling right by because this is a busy night. They have places to go, and the car fire is just not the top priority. But you can see somebody's property is being destroyed.
You see those other vehicles going around it thinking, what is happening here? But that is,
yep.
Yeah, right underneath that tree too. Hopefully that tree won't catch fire.
The LAPD has put out information regarding just the number of calls for service they've gotten since about 2 o'clock this afternoon. There have been some 4,000, almost 4,400 911 calls between about 2 o'clock in the afternoon and about 10 o'clock this evening, 9:30 or so this evening. And they wanted to put the word out that 911 is for emergencies only. It's not for questions. It's not for statements. It's not for complaints. It is to deal with immediate life-threatening emergencies.
See that man?
Oh yeah.
There's fire. Okay, good.
That's nice.
Security guard.
Okay, great. Well, look at that.
Well,
somebody's coming along. You know,
looks like maybe a police officer or possibly a security guard. It looks like he's somebody in uniform. It looks like has got their hands. You can't read the back of the security. It looks like, yeah, it looks like, or police. I can't help. Can you focus up just a little bit there? Can't read it. Anyway, somebody has managed to get their hands on a fire extinguisher and put out that fire. By the way, he's walking back over towards that CVS that's been completely ransacked. And now I'm going to ask our assignment desk. I think sounds like it might be a good idea to get over towards downtown because it sounds like there is a lot of looting taking place downtown near Broadway.
We have been hearing that. We had a reporter or a camera crew that was there that was had some things that got shoved and had some bottles thrown at him on Broadway between 5th and 6th. So yeah, it would be a good idea to head downtown. It's probably about a 10 minutes by helicopter from where you are right now. So we will await your arrival downtown to give us an assessment of what's happening there. We know that as far as the human toll of this, a number of LA police officers have been injured. We don't know about whether any civilians have been injured. We don't know yet the number of arrests that have been made. We don't know a total toll on the number of buildings that have either been looted or set afire. We're trying to make an effort to get that information as soon as it becomes available to us. We're counting on the agencies to compile that and get it to us, but as you can imagine, those agencies are a little busy down there.
Exactly. We have heard a lot of reports on looting in downtown Los Angeles and tagging and a couple stores that have been broken into. One report said there was a bank that was broken into. We have to confirm that. But on the right-hand side, you're seeing a little bit earlier when they were looting stores, clothing rack. That guy's making off with an entire clothing rack out of that store. And it's just been difficult to control because the entire Fairfax area, there has been looting happening, and it just, like Leanne said, she can't keep track of everything that's going on.
Wow. Well, yeah, we can't even keep track of everything that's going on. It's a pretty big area between downtown LA, which was the focal point last night, and kind of the Melrose Fairfax area, where it's been kind of focused, almost West Hollywood, that's been focused today and this evening. This has been a difficult story to cover and wrap our arms around, and to give it context. What we've been trying to do, though, throughout the evening is remember the why. Remember why this is all happening. This didn't happen in a vacuum. This isn't some spontaneous eruption of violence and protest and mayhem. There was a precipitating event that led to this, and that event, among others, was the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis. He was killed by a police officer who has now been accused of murder. That officer had his knee on Floyd's neck. Floyd went to a liquor store and bought some cigarettes. Did what the store manager later explained was store policy, was he called police, and they've done it before where it doesn't end up in anything, and but in this case it did. The police report initially said that Floyd resisted arrest and that they had to use force to subdue him. There was no mention of this, the knee to his neck that lasted 8 minutes and 21 seconds. There was no mention in the police report of his cries for help, of his cries of pain, of his cries to allow him to breathe, and of his last words calling his mother's name before he died. So that police report was, at the very least, inaccurate and misleading. And what was recorded there has been accused by the DA's office there in that county, Minneapolis, as a homicide, as a murder. And there are 3 other officers who were involved in that people are still very upset did not get charged and have not been charged as of yet, although the investigation in Minneapolis is ongoing. There's 7 heading toward downtown. We're going to try to establish if or where the big emergencies are, and in the meantime, here's Leanne C.
Mark, let me show you a look of what we're talking about damage. We just got LAPD allowed us in, and take a look. We're on Fairfax here. They just turned off the lights here on this business. This is, you see the officers going inside, checking to see what is in. This is a hair salon that everything has been trashed inside. The windows completely shattered here, the front door, the front entrance. It's just business after business.
So, sa kapatid ko na nandyan ngayon sa Minneapolis, na malapit lang talaga sa lugar kung saan nagkakaroon niya ng insidente or breakout. So, ingat ka dyan.
If there's any merchandise left, they took it all. Virtually everything taken outside of this store here. You just see hangers left behind, and yeah, all of the graffiti on the store, all the broken glass left behind by this. There was both sides of the street, pretty much not every business, but quite a few along here have been shattered. This one had the window shattered behind the metal gate there.
Sus.
Another one, they pulled up the...
Kalahin mo yan, oh. Metal na yan, ah. Wasak pa yung loob, eh.
I'm gonna see if I can see. Were you guys in here when this was going down? Can we talk to you about that? Is it your business? Can we talk to you a little bit about did you guys escape the damage or did you get hit?
Kita mo, roll up, ah. Bakal yan.
What was it like to
Basag,
just watch this and kind of see all these stores that were hit?
Oh, it was just sad. It was just, more sad just to see all these kids who were, most of them peacefully protesting, just get arrested.
So kung napapansin nyo guys, yung sa right side ng screen natin ay ini-interview nga yung mga may-ari ng mga stores or nakatira dyan malapit sa insidente. At yung sa left side naman, yan yung mga guards ngayon na pilit pinipigilan yung protest. Kasi to give you an information, not only Black Americans are protesting on this situation right now, because as what my brother told me, who is currently there in Minneapolis, so there are just like bandits here in the Philippines or the NPA. So there are some peoples that are joining the protest already without any other motive, just to destroy
I get the sense, obviously, supporting obviously why they're protesting and what they're angry over. Just hard to see.
So sanib-sanib na yung pwersa nila dito. Hindi lang mga Black Americans.
It's hard to see everything that's going on in the world and how it's not just our community, it's everywhere. So, unfortunately, this is indicative to this state of the world right now. Coronavirus or no coronavirus. This was here before.
So, yun nga. Kung maririnig nyo sa interview, hindi na sila takot sa coronavirus. Hindi, mas takot sila ngayon sa mga protesters.
It was hard to watch. It was scary. But I understand. And we're very supportive of everything that's going on.
Oh, you guys have been stuck. So they were at work here. You guys were working when this kind of happened? They were at work and you got caught by this. When it first started with the protesters coming down, can you describe the scene and how it unfolded for you guys?
Well, it was pretty amazing to watch it all unfold. And then it got very intense. And then we were deciding that we needed to stay here, keep an eye on everything, make sure that nothing happens here. So, yeah, very intense though.
When you guys were did any of the protesters try to get into your shop at all, or they kind of left yours alone?
They left ours alone. Yeah, we don't have clothes, we don't have any type of merchandise or anything like that in here. So I think that's one of the biggest things we had going for us there.
They were targeting, obviously, it appeared the other stores that had things and merchandise to take.
I think so.
Was it difficult to see them smashing the windows and just kind of
Yeah, I think, it was all very difficult to watch. Yeah, but again, we understand it. And we're not broken up over it or anything like that. We definitely are very supportive and understand.
I appreciate it, you guys. And I didn't even catch the name of your business.
Sweet Chick.
Sweet Chick. You guys survived. They're okay. Thank you for your time, you guys. I appreciate it. But can you imagine? I can't imagine being out here watching this as it was unfolding with all of the damage out here. Very understanding, they say. They understood why the protesters were out here, but certainly this is not what they expected. You can see some folks inside this store. That's shattered inside. You can go over here. I'm going to cross the street. It appears that they smashed through all of the glass in this one. And you can just see everything cleared off the shelves. There's just literally nothing left in so many of these stores. There was a shoe store up the way, and we saw, this appears to have been a shoe store at some point. Nothing inside there. Up the street there was a tennis shoe store or something like that, and there were just shoes everywhere. You can see clothes here on the street, left behind from what they were trying to take. I see the owners are inside there. They were stewing here. They saying that they're good, so they were able to protect their stuff, but I can see this has just been a long night for everybody that has been out here. Go ahead, Mark.
All right, well, thank you, Leanne. This is Eyewitness News at 11 o'clock, and we are following breaking news here at 11 as we near the end of a long and very difficult day, both in Los Angeles and across the country. What began as peaceful protests following the death of George Floyd at the hands of a Minneapolis police officer have turned into violence and looting.
And here are some of the night's big headlines. Much of Southern California, including all of Los Angeles, is now under a curfew until 5:30 tomorrow morning. LA Mayor Eric Garcetti has asked Governor Gavin Newsom to mobilize the National Guard.
We are seeing multiple stores and businesses in the Fairfax district and shops at the Grove vandalized and looted. Our hours-long live team coverage picks up here with our Chris Christie, live now in Air 7 HD. Chris?
Hey there, Mark. So we have come upon Broadway and West 8th Street here that you're looking at, where there is a very large police presence after some rampant looting on this block. What appears to be happening is that there are groups of cars driving around downtown looking for easy targets and looking to load up those cars with whatever they can get their hands on. In this case, they have moved in quick. There was some street racing going on. They have shut down the block, and now they have swarmed this entire block. You can see some people being taken into custody already with their hands behind their back and handcuffs, basically, or handcuffs, excuse me. And you can see, unfortunately, I can't make out what businesses are being affected here, but there is a whole line of storefronts on the right side. That's going to be the east side of 8th Street that have been impacted here. So some rampant looting going on in downtown. I can tell you the LAPD helicopter is doing circles trying to find these groups of cars. It's a lot different than the situation we were dealing with last night, which was a protest that got out of control and very aggressive. This is not that. This is people who are driving into town looking for easy targets. Where they're coming from, we don't know. But they are looking for an opportunity to get their hands on stolen goods.
They're certainly taking advantage of just the situation and getting what they can. We've seen looting happen all afternoon and all into the night now.
Yeah.
It's continuing. The calls are coming in fast and furious, and much like last night, every direction you look out the window from our helicopter is nothing but blue and red lights crisscrossing this city like I have never seen before.
Well, we're going to get back to you in just a little bit. Chris, in the meantime, the curfew order only applied to downtown Los Angeles when it was first announced.
Eyewitness News reporter Amy Powell, though, live now in downtown LA with a look at how it's going tonight. We just saw, Amy, this apparently roving band of thieves that were going from one place to another. What are you seeing?
Mark, I have to tell you, we've seen that ourselves. In fact, at one point, our news van was parked next to some businesses. We actually saw people run up to a business and try desperately to break into the building. They were having trouble getting through the barricades outside the business, but yes, we actually saw that firsthand. A lot of people on the streets out here, many of them clearly not paying any attention to the curfews. We've also seen, though, something I've never seen before here in downtown Los Angeles. There's just been so much police activity. We've heard helicopters and sirens almost nonstop. LAPD officers armed with non-lethal weapons have been moving in, trying to disperse individuals and many of the groups of people roaming the streets of downtown after the 8 p.m. curfew. And tensions have been rising as those vandals, as I mentioned, damaged buildings, breaking in and looting a number of businesses. Now, we've seen some suspects surrounded and taken into custody, but again, it has just been a massive police presence trying to control the movements of these demonstrators who have just been fanning out all over the downtown area. Of course, this all started with protests of the death of George Floyd, but has deteriorated into chaos in several parts of the Los Angeles area. And earlier, Mayor Eric Garcetti spoke to Eyewitness News after seeing a massive crowd of protesters clashing with officers in the Fairfax district. Listen in to what he said about that.
Officers and peace officers are on the front line, and for the interest of public safety, people need to stay at home. People need to remain at home during this curfew so that we can know that folks that are out during this curfew are out to cause trouble. And it's been clear that at a very righteous moment when people, rightfully so, have not only looked at the act of insidious racism that took George Floyd's life, but the continuing structural racism that infects this country, that this is changing the conversation from the justice that is deserved to suddenly the destruction of a city that we love. There's clearly people who are out to destroy not only parts of our city, but to destroy any hope of a coalition that would bring us together to get justice for George Floyd.
Again, that curfew goes from 8 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. As you know, it was initially issued for the downtown area and then expanded citywide. And from everything we're seeing and hearing, it's going to be a very long night. Reporting live in downtown Los Angeles, Amy Powell, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Amy, thank you very much. Well, protesters and looters also hitting the stores in Beverly Hills tonight. We saw that earlier.
Eyewitness News reporter Carlos Granda has been there for much of the evening. He joins us